episode, I have my besties in the house, and we're about to dive into great conversation. There's so much that is happening. I feel like they're the best people to hang out with and have this conversation with. So guys, introduce yourself.
Hey beautiful people, I'm Bridget.
Hello, my name is Peter.
Hello everyone, my name is Uju.
All right, let's dive right into the conversation. Happening, we've had so many experiences, good, bad, ugly. I just wanted to know, how does it have a way of altering our relationship with God? If it's a yes, then how? And if it's a no, how? Richard, do you want to go first?
All right, let me go first. So, in life, right, we have various experiences.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say our perception of God is altered, but it changes with time. Sometimes they grow, sometimes they don't. But one thing is sure, experiences shape the way we see God. Experiences shape the way we view God. So, for one, growing up, I always had issues, not issues per se, but a viewpoint that God is like my parents.
Right.
And so, if I did something wrong, my parents were mad at me. The way they behaved towards me, that was how I felt God used to feel towards me when I do something wrong. And so, when I feel like I've erred, I will run away from God and hide somewhere and feel like I'm condemned or something. But
I share
exactly. But I think that God is beyond our parents. Even though He is our Heavenly Father, He's beyond our parents. So just that, with growing up with your parents' relationship, your relationship with your friends, and every other thing, those things actually shape the way we view God. But when we come into a better understanding of who God is, especially to us, then we begin to have a true view of God. So that's what I think.
I usually used to have my parents beat me on, things that slight issues, and I used to feel like going to God, that's the way God relates with me. Like if you do something wrong and maybe your parent hits you or beats you, like I used to feel like that's the way my Heavenly Father deals with me. So most times if I do something wrong, I don't even go and pray. I'll be like, God is angry with me, I don't want to near Him, I'll just be on my own. But now I am learning, growing up to know God personally for myself. I'm learning that, God doesn't react that way. Even though we are right and when we are wrong, He still loves us. Like His mercies covers us. Peter, do you have a different view?
I would try not to sound too spiritual. Me personally, I think our experiences shaping our perception of God. I'll use myself as an example. My parents they're still, okay, one of them has passed, but my father is still alive.
Sorry.
So, thank you very much. So, he is still a pastor in the Redeemed Christian Church of God. So both of them were pastors while I was going to school, my undergraduate, and I went to school. I saw a different type of life.
Yeah.
A life of freedom where I don't get to be monitored to go to church. So I had that freedom. So it's an experience for me to experience freedom and not be told what to do. So I started living my life. So I started seeing that I can't really live my life without praying, because I've lived all my life to know that you must pray in the morning or else bad things will happen. But I live my life in the morning, no bad thing happens. Stuff like that. So I was just doing my thing and I was living my life. I wouldn't say wayward, but I was not living the life that I was raised up to live. So that's shaping my experience in knowing God. And I was like, maybe I can just do it.
God doesn't care.
No. I was thinking, there was this impression that was put in me that God is everything. God is this, God is that.
Yeah.
But when I started living my life of independence, of freedom, I was doing some certain things without God.
Yeah.
I was going. I even eat without praying, and nothing happened.
And you didn't choke.
I didn't choke. But that's one side of the story. But also, going to church afterwards, getting to know Jesus again, finding the faith again. Something drew me back to God. I think there was a point of need.
Yeah.
Financial need, not any, not. So there was a time I was really down in my finances, in my entire family. So it really drew me close to God at that point in time. So I started seeing that without God, you can't do anything. So that experience again brought me back to God. So I started seeing the two different things. And some persons might just have this experience, the first experience that I have, that they can do anything without God. While some persons will just know that, you can't do anything without God. With the second experience. So to me, our experience can shaping our knowledge
Perception.
of God and perception of God. Thank you.
That's so great. That's so great. So I'll have to come to you.
I'd say, I don't know how to put it, but it's my experience and my experiences have actually shaped my perception and relationship, about God in different ways. For example, I would say, as a young girl growing up, when you hear that God can do this, God can do that, and all that, and then there's a setback, I complained a lot. At some point, I usually get angry. I'm like, God, I thought you could do this, all these kind of things. And then, you get angry at everything, and you're like, what am I even praying? What am I even stressing myself to do this, to do that? And then maybe because I literally had those setbacks, I literally had them when, there were times when my mates were, ahead and I'm behind. I'm like, well, what's all this rubbish now? What these things?
And you are particular about God.
Yeah, because it was.
And you're seeing the setbacks.
Yes, it was so annoying, and I'm like, was at a point in time actually thought of it that God had favorites, and
Then is it true that God has favorites?
Okay, let me just put it in such a way that, because I read, let me just read in the Bible, Jesus actually had a favorite, amongst his disciples. They called him John, like John the Beloved was one of them, which, Peter was like telling him, what about your best friend, kind of questions, like, what's it to you? So it made me think that God had favorites. So most times, if I'm doing something, I'll be like, God, I don't say I don't be your favorite though, but I beg, just beating me, put me for line, those kind of things. And it's really shaped my experiences about God, because I felt that I'm not doing, like, it's God that is doing me a favor, not me doing God any favor. Like, I'm literally here begging for this or begging for that. Like, so it literally shaped my experiences. But coming at a point, growing up and then coming to school, like getting into the university, it got to a point that, because I complained, I got angry, and most times I got angry, I stopped praying, I don't do anything, I am angry at everybody, and I'm angry at God, I'm angry. So, but at the end of the day,
you were kind of being a good girl, a church girl.
Yeah.
The experiences you were expecting, like, they're going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
As being a church girl, praying, and
like
your
your
life should be, you should be better than those that are not even, are not even trying.
Exactly.
But it's the other way around. So it can alter our relationship. You begin to see God like, why am I not your favorite? Why are you not trying for me?
Exactly. But
I know that there are so many people out there that are trying.
Yeah,
they are trying so much. They are going to church, they are praying, they are, good girls in quotes, and things are not going right for them, and they might be asking, it might begin to alter their relationship with God, and alter their friendship with God. Like, we are just out here saying it's happening to all of us. Like, most of us, like you've heard, are great at wanting to please God, and things are not going out as right as we think it should be. It doesn't mean that God hates us. It just means that our experiences are is that word, does that word exist? Interwoven, yeah, exactly. With our circumstance, and it's looking like God is not seeing it. But I think the Bible says that all things work together for good to them that love God. I think in the future we'll get to see, if we are not even experiencing it now, we are going to see that everything is working out for our own good. So does it help us in our healing? When we look back, we'll be like, oh, because of this, I am better at this. Because of this, I am better at that. Does these experiences have a way, in any way? Is it helping us to heal at all?
If I get you clearly, you're asking if our experiences in life have directed us towards healing in one way or another. Well, before I go ahead, I'd like to say that growing up, right, I had this belief that I had to perform a certain way to be loved, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, to be loved by God, to be accepted by society, to be loved by my parents, and to just be the best that everybody wants me to be. And that experience in itself showed throughout my life journey up to this point, right? But there is a certain time, a certain space you get to in life, and God begins to show you different things. God begins to expose through human beings, because human beings have been instrumental to my
healing process.
Yeah. So through humans and even through His Word, He begins to show us different things, and those things begin to help us heal. So my experiences so far, what I would say has been instrumental to me getting healing is, first of all, knowing God again, understanding His love for me, that I don't have to perform to be loved. I don't have to do anything to deserve that love. That in itself was instrumental to my healing. Another experience that has been instrumental to my healing is knowing God's word, and then meeting the amazing people that God has placed in my life. Sometimes I had to meet them again because I felt like I knew them before, but just seeing through their eyes how much of the mistakes I've made, and they still love me. You get, that has been instrumental to my healing. Another instrumental experience to my healing is just getting to know me. Getting to know myself, getting to understand that, okay, these things hurt you. There's a way you live in life, especially as a Nigerian. You are raised to be tough,
have tough skin.
After all these things, they happen normally. You get. But when I realized that, okay, this hurt me, and I was able to accept that, okay, I've been hurt like this, I've made mistakes like this, I've erred like this, and then I accept the mistakes I made, accept my hurts, and then begin to learn more about those things, be aware of my own faults and my own strengths. All these things contributed in helping me heal from the things that hurt me, and then of course I'm still healing. There is one thing that is hard to do, is to introspect, is to look inwards. When you look inwards, you may not like what you see. But it's important that you, at one point in life, just sit back and look at it. Look at your life. See all your mistakes for what they were. See all your flaws for what they were.
Which is really hard.
Yeah, it's really hard. Imagine you looking at your life and be like, oh my God,
I'm the one that messed up.
I messed up. I brought myself so low. Maybe I was in an abusive relationship and I didn't go out of it.
Right.
Or maybe I had 5 abortions, something, whatever it is.
And you blame yourself without blaming the other person.
Exactly. You look at yourself and say, okay, I did it.
It's me.
It's me, right? So you accept that, knowing that those experiences are just molding blocks for what God has in store for us, right? And God does not see us through that. He sees us through the lens of the blood of Christ. So when we see those things, when we look at ourselves, see our mistakes, even if it's not easy, just know that it's part of the process. And when you've come out from that pain, of that shame, on the other side, is calm, is healing, and is love.
Ooh, bro.
Thank you.
That was the handful.
Thank you.
People are passing through so much in life. Some people can't even move the next step forward because of the experiences in their past. And because of that, they are being hindered, they are being stopped. Most of them don't even have the strength to move forward. A lot is happening. How do we heal? Especially family. You know, it's really hard to heal with outsiders than to heal from your family. How do we deal with healing with our families? Like, how do you heal, especially if you know it's your family that caused you pain? How do you heal from that trauma? It's really someone you get to see every morning, every day. It's in your bloodline. This is not someone you can avoid. How do you heal from that kind of experience, bad experience?
First of all, I totally agree with what Bridget has said.
Yeah.
Just like she has stated, I will go in retrospect to my own personal life, because now this is my experience.
Yeah.
This is how I felt in the past, and I think it's also good I share it today. This person that I've witnessed firsthand the phrase "good things, bad things happen to be good people."
Mm-hmm.
So it has really hurt me. It changed my perception, my personnel, like how I do my natural makeup of things. It made me to be hardened. It made me to be tough. It made me to be harsh. First of all, I want to talk about when I was in 200 level. Oh, was it 200? 300 level? Yes, that was 2010. I lost my mom at that point in time. My mom was like the spiritual bedrock of the home.
Mm-hmm.
She prays a lot, fasts a lot. She, with her iron fist, she drew us to church and all that. So looking at my mom firsthand, how she lived her life, even unto her last days, she showed strength in God. She never
Deviated.
yes, she never moved out of line. So when people were coming around bringing solutions to ailments and all that, she'll say, no, if God cannot heal me, then let it be so. She was so resolute. So in my mind, I was like, okay, well, God can do anything. Oh, yeah, so maybe she'll pull through,
Yeah.
She was getting better, and all of a sudden, she passed. It was terrible. It was terrible for me. I was like, okay, I don't serve God as much as my mom do. So what will happen to me with this kind of lifestyle I'm living? I'm not perfect. I don't pray every night. I don't fast as much as she did. No, so I was like, oh no, I can't do this. Maybe there's no God. Just like what Uju said. I said, maybe there's no God. I was hurting inside. So I became worse. I became worse in school. I was trying to heal. So down the line, just like what B said, self-discovery.
Yeah.
So knowing God again. Life brought me back to God. I didn't go back to God by myself. I won't lie to you. I didn't go back to God. I will not sit here self-righteous and say, oh, I went back to God. No. Life took me by the hand and brought me back to God. Because I was suffering, there was no money, I was depressed, there was nothing. Like, I was at the brink of taking my own life. So something just said, okay, why don't you just go to church? And the first sermon, and it was nice, and I met the pastor, and he talked some little sense in me, and it made sense. Then I started going to church. I said, okay, let me just, and that was how I started changing. And that's how I started healing gradually. Then I want to relate with this heartbreak of a thing.
Yeah.
So that was another very bad experience I had. It was a very, very bad experience. I don't like talking about it. I share this with my guys. So, but I'll share this, maybe for the sake of some.
But you did not accept they serve you breakfast.
Yeah, I'm about to go there. You know, it was my first love in school. We dated for 3 years, 100 level to 300 level. And all of a sudden, okay, that was doing the IT. So we're about to go for IT. And to cut long story short, she went home, I went home. And the next day I called her. I've been calling her throughout that day, she didn't pick. So she just told me, it's over. I'm like, are you okay?
Bro.
What's wrong? What's wrong with you? I don't understand. You know, I was staying in Warri and she was staying in Benin. I was doing my IT in Warri. Could you believe that because of that, I left Warri to go to Benin to look for this girl without my parents knowing about my whereabouts? In a very busy place, if you know the place, Akpapa, I can never forget it. It's still in my head. Akpapa, in front of Mr. Biggs, I called this girl. She was there. I knelt down. I begged her. It was so painful. I didn't really want to lose her, but she wanted it that way. So I was hurting. I went back to school, 400 level, terrible. I see her. I see her. We just look like strangers, and we're like Bonnie and Clyde. So it was really terrible. But what helped me heal at that point in time was time. Time helped me to heal. When I came back for my master's in the University of Port Harcourt, I saw somebody calling me. Hey, Peter. I was like, who's that? Because I'm short-sighted. So I was wondering, who is that? Who might that be? Because I'm new here, so nobody knows me. So I turned and I just got a very warm embrace from her. I was shocked, you know.
Right.
But then I was supposed to be filled with so much hurt, pain, resentment, and all that. But I've healed.
Yeah.
And because of my experience in life, knowing God and knowing for the fact that God loved us so much that He gave His only begotten. So I started experiencing the love of God personally.
Yeah.
Then I started seeing myself that despite all God has done for me, I still rejected Him. I still turned my back on Him. I still told Him that He was nothing.
Good enough.
But when I went back to God, He never rejected me.
Mine was religious in a way. When you come from a family where they say don't wear jewelry, don't wear trousers, don't wear earring, you're going to hell if you do that. And it's coming from your own family. And, then you now start seeing the same people that said the same thing to you dressed that way. And you feel like your life has gone 10 times backward because you didn't care about yourself, no self-care, so many things happened. And it was really hard to look at them and still love them. I don't know if you you understand what I'm saying. I got gifted with a book about grace. And for the first time, I started getting introduced to grace. And I started realizing that it's not all your efforts, your works, how you dress that makes you lovable by God. It was a traumatic experience. And I started healing. And now I could see those same family members. And truly, from my heart, I don't hold anything against them. I was just like, that was the level of knowledge you had then. And out of love, you shared it with me. Right? Yeah. Out of love, you shared it with me. And you wanted something good for me. That's why you shared that with me. Now you know better, or now I know better. I shouldn't treat you, or I shouldn't be angry or stay mad towards you because of what you were trying to do. And I try to also share my own experience now with them. So I could really say, for people out there that are passing through the same thing, maybe you had like someone in church, a meaningful adult somewhere, maybe family or colleague that kept hitting on you and was like, you're not dressed well, you're not doing this. Bro, now that we have healed, I think it's time to let go. Yeah, it's time to let go and just love them the way Christ has loved us. Like Peter rightly said, we didn't deserve anything, yet Christ loved us.
What I would say is just, like he said, partly everything. In terms of family, my relationship with my family, I got to a point in my life that I found out that I had to make the decision that for me, when my family hurts me, it doesn't go deep. I don't know why. For me, my family, it's after God, it's my family. So I feel like the only person that can actually want me to do better than them are my family. I had that mindset. Every other person outside my family is a competition. You understand? So most times,
Oh my God.
wow. So that is the mindset I have even up till now, and I tell my brothers, everybody in the family, your father, your mother, your siblings, will be happy if you pass them. But outside your family, every other person is a competition, regardless of who that person might be. But that mindset made me, even if my brother or my mom, because my mom is a very strict woman, and even up till now, there are certain things that she does that literally get me angry, but it doesn't go deep. You understand? So, and for friends at the same time, I've had people that have hurt me. You understand? And I literally, just like he said, I see them while in school. I was actually seeing them, but I'm this kind of person that because of that, I don't like them getting close to me. Like, there is a boundary. Yes.
Does that mean you've not healed from it?
No, it's not it. The first person that actually hurt me, just like he said, was just like he said, was my very good friend. We're actually planning to get into school. We're actually planning to get into school together. Like, when I was actually going for my jam lessons, I literally go to a house, call her, and then we move. Then one morning, I went to a house, knocked. Nobody was answering, and then I went for the lessons. And by the time I came back, my mom was like looking at me. I said, "Mommy, good evening." She was like, "How far?" I'm like, "Fine." She was just looking at me like, I said, "What's it?" She said, "Oh, your friend has entered school." I'm like, I just calmed down. Like, you felt, I didn't even know what to do. Because before then, on Saturday, let's say, I went to her house.
You felt betrayed.
Wait, now, I went to her house, and I literally saw, like, boxes, like, packing into it. My mind told me, like, something, like, someone is packing to go back to school. And I asked her, because there's this kind of thing, I like to give people the benefit of doubt. That is what I do. Even if you're my friend and maybe there is something, I always like to give a benefit of doubt. I can't just decide by myself. Let it be that I asked and then you lied to me. So basically, I saw her, I saw the boxes, I saw the books, I saw the clothes, I saw the provisions, and I asked her, "Wow, is someone traveling? Like, is someone going?" She said, "Yes, it was her junior brother or something."
She lied.
I was like, fine, and I literally helped to pack the things, everything. Wow. So by Monday, my mom was just looking at me. She has traveled. She has gotten admission. I told her, yeah, I know. She said, did she tell you? And her mom was there. I said, yes, she told me. That was what I said. I told her, yes, she told me. She literally told me she was traveling. I forgot, safe. So when the lady went, I actually told my mom the whole thing. And after that day, I said, wow, that's not, you understand? So, and I'm this kind of person, I don't literally make friends like that. So the value I place on certain people, it depends on how you carry it and all that. So after that experience, I just said, you know what, let's hold the brakes, you understand? And let's
actually
work but I prefer my person.
I became your friend.
This girl barged into the door unannounced, like she just crashed into your wall.
Uju will lock herself inside the room. Like, you will call her, she will not answer you. She's inside the room, she will not answer you. This girl.
I felt. I think
I was dealing with trauma.
It's just personal. I think that was what shaped me. And then the second one was while in school, and that one was really hurting. Just like he said, I don't like getting people close. So it was someone I was having feelings for already, but I was hiding it. And then all of a sudden, I found out that the person was kind of like promiscuous or something. So it hurts. So I literally had to pray over that one. Like, I literally had to pray.
This girl prays over every relationship.
So I prayed, and then
every relationship.
It's literally changed because I had to work on bringing myself down and looking at him as just like he's a human being. What can you not possibly do? Like, what can we not possibly do? So these experiences have actually made me set barriers and set the goals of really. So for me now, the only person that can literally come that very close are maybe my family, or someone that I have literally placed a value on, to actually cause that. Because for me now, I don't see any trauma now that can come is maybe painful death, or God forbid. But yeah, I know we are getting there, but I feel that is just the only thing that can actually cause it.
I think I should just say something. In addendum to what she just said, relating with people, this is one thing I've learned. Relating with people, you always get hurt. You should always prepare for the hurt. So it shouldn't be, to me personally, shouldn't be a yardstick for you to run away from people, because there are so many people who could be more closer to you than your family. Let's take an example of David and Jonathan. Jonathan wasn't David's brother, but Jonathan saved David's life even when he knew that David was going to take over the throne. If it were in a typical Nigerian movie now, Jonathan will be plotting to kill David. Understand? But Jonathan literally saved David from his father that wanted to kill David. So sometimes other persons too, I think that is what life and the devil also try to use to restrict us from meeting other people who could also be like
amazing
destiny helpers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes,
no, I'm not bashing Uju. I'm just trying to. And so that is why, because I could have been like Uju. I saw myself like restricted. I didn't want to have anything to do with people. Especially ladies, if I see you, I want to break your heart. I don't want to care. No stuff like that. I don't. So it was that terrible, but learning really helped me.
Please, KJ, let me add something.
Okay.
Because you asked about how do you heal from family.
Yeah.
And I want to open a can of worms. Because there's some family that people find hard to heal from. And those are the family that deal almost fatal blows on them. So, for example, a father who molests his children, or cousins that abused you growing up, or a mother who was diabolical, if I may use the word, because there are some mothers who were hurtful to the point that it becomes even diabolical. When I mean diabolical, I mean either fetish, like people know it, or just pure wickedness, or maybe abandonment. Have you thought about that? Mothers who abandon their children and left them for dead. So these are traumas that when you think about it, you ask, how do you heal from that?
How?
Or a father that just wakes up in the morning and is like, hello guys, it's nice to see you. I want to marry a second wife. Or beats your mom in front of you. These are what we call serious trauma, and for some people, in practical terms, it requires more than just, let me forgive them. Even though what I've gleaned from this conversation so far is that forgiveness is paramount to healing.
Yeah.
Both self-forgiveness and forgiving the other party. But how do you forgive these kinds of hurts? I think there's also still healing for such kinds of hurts. Forgiveness, of course. Just forgiving them for the fact that they did what they did. And you don't have to live in that pain. Forgiveness is mostly for ourselves.
Yeah, letting yourself live.
Even though it's for them too. You let them go, you set them free. But it's also for you as well. So forgiveness. And then in the case where you know that being in close proximity with them will re-traumatize you, you get to love them, but with boundaries. You get to love them, but you love them. Yeah, you set boundaries for your heart, for your peace. Also, go to God. Of course, God will provide people that will love you and make you realize that, of course, there's life beyond such traumas. But those traumas are life-shaping. Those traumas can literally shape. I learned somewhere that traumas create a wound in the brain, like in your brain.
Literally?
Yeah. Like, I don't know if it's your neurons or something, but there's
a growth of another.
Yeah. So it literally alters something in you. But if you love them from afar, you understand the love of God, and you forgive them for your own sake, you can heal. So, but those kinds of pain need to be acknowledged, and they should also know that they can heal and God can help them.
Thank you so much.
Like, share, and comment, and I'll see you in our next one. Thank you for staying this far with us. You are amazing. Mwah. Bye.